Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Time Traveler's Handbook. Today we are going to be talking more about the time of the Doctor, spoilers ahead. On Trenzalore, the Doctor rediscovers the crack in time and space. Previously, this crack had been the result of the TARDIS exploding, but by using the Pandorica, he sealed up the cracks and stopped the end of the universe. It's unclear whether this crack is the same or if it was caused by the events of the Day of the Doctor, but this seems to be the only one left in the universe. On the other side of the crack is an area outside of the universe, as discussed previously, and the Doctor discovers that this place, this time, is where Gallifrey has ended up after using the stasis cubes on it to save it. Gallifrey is sending a message from the crack, which leads the Doctor to the crack. Thus, the Doctor faces the dilemma that keeps him trapped on Trenzalore. If the Doctor frees Gallifrey by opening up the crack, he is not only endangering the universe for widening a crack in time and space, but a war would begin again between the Gallifreyans and the rest of the universe because they really don't want them back. If the Doctor leaves the planet and lets the crack be, the rest of the universe will attack and make sure Gallifrey is never freed. So there's a standoff between the Doctor and everyone else as he protects his world that is trapped behind the crack. Gallifrey is essentially in a pocket dimension. It's unclear how time passes for them, but they clearly cannot interact with the main universe in anything other than the transmissions of energy through the crack that they are sending to get the Doctor there. And that is basically where Gallifrey will remain unless the Doctor finds a way to bring it back. And the only way that I can really see him being able to bring it back is doing something similar to what he did with the stasis cubes, but just in the reverse order. But there doesn't seem to be a good way to interact with Gallifrey because traveling to that pocket dimension that the planet exists in seems impossible. It's like a world unto its own. And in fact, he doesn't find a way to get to Gallifrey until a couple seasons later. At the end of the episode, the Gallifreyans sacrifice their chance to go back by sending regeneration energy through the crack to revive the Doctor, closing the crack and being lost in another dimension for good. Gallifrey will return in later seasons, but for a while it becomes unreachable in any capacity. And this is really a lesson in what happens to pocket dimensions when you cut off your access point. We've got the TARDIS that is a pocket dimension, and it's got a key so that you can open the door and get inside of it. That's the way to get into the TARDIS. Without that key, you can't get in. We've got other pocket dimensions that we've seen that have very specific ways to get into them, and there's always a way to get in. It's not just random chance that people end up in pocket dimensions. So with the crack gone, Gallifrey is lost again, and there has to be another way found to get into Gallifrey, and we'll discuss the way that is found later on. That's it for this episode. Next time, we're going to conclude our talk about the time of the Doctor by talking a bit more about the time vortex. As always, thank you for listening.